Lucy and Gemma, Maggie and Bobo and David and Ellie and James and the entire company. As you can imagine, tonight is a very emotional night for us. We haven't been paid this week. It really is such an emotional time because apart from the fact that it's the end of the Australian tour, some of the cast are leaving us to move on to other things, and we do wish them well in their journey ahead after this wonderful experience of Wicked. The show opened, and the intriguing thing about this show is that it's loved by the cast and the company as much as the audience. And 3 years is a long time, but I think I can speak on behalf of everybody and say that this has been an experience we'll never forget, and we've been in love with the show from the day we joined it. On behalf of the producers. I don't think you've been to a musical production before and heard a better orchestra than the one we have here. And also, of course, we thank his deputy in Jeffrey Cousins, who's been wonderful. The original musical conductor, the one who started us out on this journey, is in the audience tonight. We thank the people from makeup. We thank the people who work on this wonderful lighting, the people in wardrobe, the sound department. A great job. I mentioned before that we're saying goodbye, or au revoir, I should say, to some of the members of the company, including a couple of the principals who are moving on to other things. The alternate wizard, and I had the opportunity of seeing him do it a couple of times before I joined the company, and I was a very worried man. Let me also introduce the swings, the people who go on at a time when one of us is ill or is our dance director. Suzie Mathers is one of our swings, Matt Hamilton, and also the wonderful Witch Marnie. Well, good luck to you, Mitch. And by the way, he is the only member of the cast, to my knowledge, who has actually appeared in Wicked on the West End. So he's really Rodney is moving on, also, as is David. Don't you know yet? And last but not least, we say au revoir tonight to someone who is very special to this company, Lucy Durack. Is going to the east, beautiful Gemma. Gemma? And I had permission from Patty. Lucy, marry me, would you? And I'm too old to have children, but we can adopt as our own. I'd like now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce, you've heard of the changing of the guard. This is the changing of the wand. As Lucy leaves us tonight with all our love and best wishes, We're lucky to have coming into the role of beautiful performer, lovely girl, Suzie Mathers. The man responsible, the Australian producer of the show, which quite frankly, he is a man whose ability to produce musical theatre particularly, and theatre generally, could not be bettered by anybody else today, or even in history, and nor in the future too. Musical theatre of any kind is a gamble. He took that gamble. He's got a wonderful record in musical theatre. I could joke and say that with the success of this show, we've made him a multi-billionaire. But it's not a joke, it's true. I'd like you to meet, again, John Frost.
Thank you. Thank you, Bert. Weren't they amazing tonight? Yeah. So talented, so gorgeous, and in such a terrific show. And I think this tonight is our 1,515th performance, which is pretty good for Australia. And also it's something like 1.5 million, or just over 1.5 million people have now seen the show in Australia, which is a pretty good record. But before I go any further, I want to thank a few people. So if you want to take your seats, Phil, because this will probably take an hour. So no, it won't. I'll be very quick. Firstly, I want to thank all our partners and our sponsors who have made the Perth season so successful. We've played to well over 160,000 people here in Perth, which I believe is a record for this theatre and for Perth. So I can't come back to Perth in the future and whine and moan that not enough people support musicals in Perth. Well, you do, and thank you very much. I want to thank Judy Vince, who is an absolute fantastic general manager of Burswood, and if her boss is here tonight, give her a big raise because she deserves it. I want to thank a lot of my staff at Gordon Frost who have made this happen and have been with the show since day one. And that is like 4 years ago when we first acquired the rights. That is Jane Ross, who did all the marketing and all the tourism stuff. Jay Lawrence, who tried to make sure that we sold every ticket. Thank you, Jay. Jennifer Jegalowski, who is in marketing. Suzie Howie, one of the country's greatest publicists, who launched this show in Melbourne 3 years ago. Fantastic. Ian Phipps, our Melbourne publicist, who's here, Sydney publicist, who's here tonight. Marie G, who I cannot tell you how she has managed to keep this story in the papers every day and on television. She must have shares in the Western Australian, or she's doing the right thing by everybody there. I don't know, but thank you very much, Marie. It is most appreciated. Laura Manning from GFO, Brian Downey, who was our original technical director, who built this monster and got it on at the stage at the Regent Theatre in Melbourne. Thank you so much, Brian. Richard Martin, who continues to take the show around Australia and through Asia. Cameron Smith, who, without Cameron, none of this would have happened during the season. Right around day one. Thank you, Cameron. And of course, Kelly Dickinson. Karen Kavanagh from ACMN, who is advertised this show, and I hope has made a fortune out of it for all the ads. Thank you, Karen. Justin Sparrow, who counts all the dollars every week to make sure all these people get paid. Karen Johnson-Mortimer, our resident director. Karen, thank you so much. I have to tell you, looking at this show, and I haven't seen it since the opening night here, it looks pristine. Your performances are stunning, so she's cracked the whip in the right areas. And I've got to say, the costumes look like the first night in Melbourne, which is great. Frissa Truscott, and of course, one person who I've got to mention, who is Bernadette Hayes, who is the executive producer on the show. Bernadette allows me not to take the phone calls from the actors when they've got a complaint, and she's at the coalface all the time. Without Bernadette, none of this would have happened. She's put up with all the phone calls from the States every week. She's put up with the phone calls from the actors, the phone calls from the creators, everybody. Done the deals with the theatres a lot. Without Bernadette, God, I don't know what would happen. Thank you so